lit up with pumpkins.
Yeah.
I think that first year, Larry Freites, and another guy and I painted Canal Street.
Right,
We painted it orange.
right.
What do you mean, the street? Like really?
It, like,
We should
like
do
an
that
orange
again.
cobblestone, right? Wasn't it like that?
Like environmentally friendly or?
Yeah, no, it was he checked, he got environmentally friendly paint. And then the next year, we painted the walkover, where, the soda shop,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
same paint.
But only that first year? We should do that every year.
I think we've done it a couple of years.
I think they've done it a couple, I think,
Especially now Canal Street has the lights and although I
Yeah.
don't know if, are those gonna stay up year round?
The what?
The lights, I believe
Yeah.
so. 'Cause it was-
That'd
and
be
they're
fun.
looking to do even more now or something, yeah,
On Canal Street?
yeah.
I was there yesterday, I didn't even notice them.
Well, it's
They
more
were not
noticeable
turned
at
on.
night. Cause they, they're like the string lights.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Gotta go to a block party.
Yeah, really.
I guess they're good, I guess they're pretty, the
Might
music
get-
is
might
excellent.
get
Yeah,
blocked.
I've been to, I think like 3. They're fun.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready,
Are you
ready?
ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready, Gray? Okay, good evening. Welcome to the City of Laconia Conservation Commission meeting of Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. It's 6:02, and I'm Dean Anson.
Deb Williams?
Bob Harrington?
Lisa Moore. Jen Kreitzer.
Okay, so we have a quorum, so we're gonna start out with saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So that we don't hold you gentlemen up.
You're not holding us up, don't worry.
What?
You're not holding us up.
We do this for fun.
You do this for fun? Yeah, I can see you've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Did-
I've been pretty fortunate the last month.
You mean that you've had that much fun?
Yeah, not much fun. I'm learning. I learned a lot, to stay away from motorcycles. That was a bad idea.
Oh, I thought maybe you were celebrating St. Patrick's Day early.
I was. Oh, that would have been a whole different story. I was one of the lucky few that, motorcycle versus car. I survived, but the car hit me head on. So that was a tough thing. July 7th was it's been 6 weeks in recovery. I broke my femur in 2 places, 2 broken wrists and a dislocated elbow, and 15 facial fractures that are finally doing much better so I can talk.
Wow.
I'm very fortunate, lucky to be here to
Amen.
So to sit in front of you guys, this is very wonderful for me. I'm grateful for the opportunity, thank you.
I'm grateful to
Changes
see
your
you. I
perspective.
don't even know you, and I'm grateful to see you.
It just feels, he's like, what are you so excited about? I'm like, because I get a second shot. It's like when you brush death like that, this is just nice. I probably wouldn't have appreciated it the same way prior to it, so thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, so we're gonna let you go first,
Thank you.
in case you change your mind.
Yes.
Do you guys have blueprints or no?
We do not.
Need blueprints.
No, but let me,
We have them online.
Oh,
They're small.
perfect.
I think we have them online.
You should. I've sent them to about every single person in Laconia, so.
okay,
If not, we did bring a hard copy if you need it.
okay, so, all right, let me just,
A hard copy might be nice to just lay
I
out.
can get you a hard copy. What I'll do is I'll give you the site plan.
Okay, it might just be easier than,
Just so you can kind of see an overall visual.
sure.
You each want one?
I had 8 printed, so if that helps everybody.
Sure.
Everyone can have one. Perfect. This is our site plan.
Yeah.
With our setbacks and buffers and all that fun stuff.
thank you.
I don't always get all of them, but I can get a smile from you. You look
Thank you.
extremely familiar.
Really? Strange.
Would you like one too?
Thank you.
And I do
My
one
grandfather did a lot in this town, he just passed, so.
display.
Maybe I saw you at his wake, maybe I didn't, I don't know.
Okay. introduce yourself and tell us what you want
I'm
to
Tyler
do.
from MC Development. This is Larry Bruno. He's the property owner. We're just proposing to do a roughly 500 square foot addition off the front of his condo at Scenic Cove on Scenic Cove Road in 783. And that's all we're trying to do. We are within the wetland buffer of a seasonal runoff, essentially. Our project is on technopost, so we're not digging. It's on a helical pile that drills into the ground, so we're not going to dig or disrupt anything. And everything gets built up from that, so it will have absolutely no impact on that stream, they're calling it, whatsoever. So that is what we're proposing, and that's what we're asking for.
We're inside of that 250-foot buffer from Winnipesaukee from the lake itself, but I got all the permitting through shoreland.
We had wetland scientists come, we had everything done through shoreland already, and it's already all approved.
If there's anything I need to do, please, I'm trying. I promise I'm trying. There's so many lines on that paper, I lose track.
So if you look, I'll describe it for you guys so you kind of get a better gist of what you're looking at. The existing residence you can see there on the, road / driveway side. You can see the stream in blue with the arrows going down the middle of it. The whole house already sits within the 50-foot buffer. The existing deck already sits within the 50-foot buffer. We're extending our addition, same width of the existing house, and our deck is actually smaller, so we don't encroach on that buffer. We're using permeable pavers elsewhere, so that that doesn't affect green area or anything like that. And anything and everything we plant, we gotta plant away from the stream. That way, none of our stuff goes into the stream that's there.
Is there water in the stream right now?
No.
Nothing.
I was gonna say, I would be surprised.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely nothing. It's been dry for about a month and a half now. It's really just the spring runoff from the snow melt. That's all it really is. There's a culvert that goes under the road. It's actually, we're the ones that kind of got it deemed a stream because we had to have the wetland scientists come out for the
yeah, that was fun.
shoreland.
They walked
So
up and down the road.
they're the ones that actually deemed it a stream. It wasn't actually deemed a stream before.
I think it was called a seasonal something.
Seasonal runoff is all it was. Seasonal culvert, I believe.
Yeah. Intermittent stream appears as
Yeah.
a grassy swale.
Yeah.
And if you were to walk by it now up the road, it's literally tall grass that we just kind of, like the lawnmower can honestly go across it at this point. And then come the spring, it'll drain again from the hill.
We wouldn't want the lawnmower going across it.
No,
No, I'm just,
no.
you
That's
could.
what I'm- yeah,
That's what
yes.
you wouldn't notice it now. It's just in the winter when,
Right.
spring, when it melts.
Yes.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, that's all we're trying to do.
How far is even the residence now from the top bank of that stream?
4 feet.
4 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it get any closer to that as you go down, or
No,
with the new
four,
building?
4 feet's the closest part, and it's the side closest to Scenic Road. We tried this several different ways, and we decided helical piles was the best way to do it with the least amount of effect on the areas around.
Yeah, it just seems too close to dig.
So did you drill down?
We haven't done anything yet.
No, okay.
Nope.
So you don't know how deep groundwater is?
With helical piles, it doesn't matter. It's a structural ratings, so the piling will go down 7 feet.
Right, but I saw that you had a bulkhead here, a bulkhead.
That's removed.
Yeah.
That was from a previous plan. It's no longer there.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
When we found out that my neighbor had a water table that was roughly, that you couldn't get a full basement. He said you were getting too much groundwater, you had two
Right.
sump pumps
Yeah.
going. So we nixed it. So we were thinking, we were originally just gonna have like a 3 or 4 foot crawl space where we were gonna use storage for like the exterior stuff.
Like your boats.
Yeah, right. We nixed.
Kayaks,
Yeah,
tubes, kids'
things you could
toys.
just stick under the deck per se, and that's all that was originally for, but we nixed it.
Okay. That was my concern. My
Yep,
concern
nope.
was I saw the bulkhead and I wonder how deep.
Yeah, I
No bulkhead.
Yep, that's since been deleted.
Okay.
Yep. No basement, no bulkhead, no, nothing.
Yeah, when we switched to helical piles,
One of the concerns we've, so we've had a number of projects that have come up in this area of Scenic Road, and the concern that we had was the stormwater runoff.
Oh, we're dealing with it all. All the silt comes down the hill to us.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We have it all.
yeah. So,
Their grass seed actually washed down, and that's why the grass is growing in the brook.
oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are aware of this,
good
because
to
I
share.
have to keep clearing the pipe.
Yeah.
Good for them to share with you.
Yes. We got it all.
How long have you owned this property?
2018,
Okay,
2018, 2019.
so you don't know what it was, how long the stream has been there, if it was there before
So
the hill development, or,
it's changed over. The guy I had bought it from, he's since passed, but he would tell me how it used to be. It used to be able to see the bottom without the grass and without the weeds and stuff like that. It's just as the hill above and the things on the road. He said it really hasn't, as far as it been there, it's always sort of been there. They only had a couple times where the road had kind of collapsed on the pipe, and then the city had come out and then fixed that.
Yeah.
He's like, but it's when the development started is where you started to get the grass, and then it would plug everything up because the leaves would fall, and then it would stick to the grass. So fall cleanups are nice when we can kind of push all the leaves around, but we make it so it doesn't back up any longer.
So you have an 18-inch culvert going under the road. Is that, you think that's adequate for,
That's existing.
Yeah, and the reason we're like concerned about all the stuff coming down from above is because that 18 inches, if it keeps growing and the grass keeps growing and the silt keeps going, it keeps getting into the pipe. So we call the city to make sure they keep snaking that pipe to keep it open. There's been times where we've had a lot of snow melt where it'll come up like kind of over it because it would grow. So we'd be like, oh, geez, we got to get this pipe cleaned again. But it goes through a private way, so it ends up the state's problem. As it comes past the property, it goes where the railroad tracks are and then hooks a right. And then it goes under a private way, and then there's another pipe where it goes underneath that private drive. And then it goes somewhere else. So I never know whose problem it is, so I call the railroad, they clear the track area. I call the city, they clear the road area. And then I pretty much leave well enough alone and just make sure the leaves don't block the pipe so it can't back up and then keep filling the railroad. Because otherwise the water will keep coming back towards the house. It never gets out.
right?
so your parking area is on the other side of this intermittent stream?
Correct.
That's why they have the bridges.
Yeah. That-
It's an interesting setup, to say the least.
Okay.
And that's just your parking,
Yeah, it's to unit one.
it's not for the other units?
Yeah, we're actually giving some of that space back that's there now as green space back. That was part of our state requirement.
Yeah, Shoreland had said, what can we do for permeable ground? I said, well, if I have all of this extra, I have 500 square feet here of parking that, there's only 2 or 3 cars there at any given point in time. So I said, instead of taking up extra green space, I'll give you back that and turn that into grass and permeable ground instead of having, and then I'll just take that 500 for the living room, you know what I mean, in the extra bedroom off the first floor. And so that was a nice little thing that could work out.
So, instead of putting grass in that area, I would, Lisa would know better than I, but I would suggest that you put in native shrubs or plants that would, the roots will go deeper into the soil and they'll soak up some of your water.
Perfect. Oh, fantastic.
I think they're putting in pavers, though, is that correct?
Well, so that was.
Permeable paver, so stuff can grow through it,
So
yes.
this is the area that's, is it hard top now?
It's
It's
just
dirt.
dirt and some rock gravel.
Road pack.
So the thing was, is if we needed the parking spaces and we needed to park on it, the
permeable pavers allow us to still park on it with giving the green space back at the same time.
Yep. So that was that, but it doesn't have to be that way. It could be it could be anything. It just can't be the rock. It has to go back to native soil in order for us
So,
to have the 500, right?
so they're letting you do permeable pavers as a green space.
Correct.
Yeah, it's interesting. I figured grass would be easier than putting pavers down. On
Grass would
top
be
of-
cheaper too.
I would imagine so. But
That is interesting.
Okay, so, since we're the city, my freshman year civics, high school, we can, we could ask you in lieu of permeable pavers to,
They could also use GeoGrid.
I'm sorry?
Yep.
They could also use GeoGrid, which they
definitely
could
do
do a
Geo-
lot more
Yeah.
planting, and it would still be a rigid structure
Correct.
instead of permeable pavers if you don't want them to use those.
They're called
GeoGrid.
Yeah, it's like little octagons. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They used it at the Center Harbor Beach many years ago. It's still
Oh, yeah, okay,
servicing. Yep.
okay. Okay, so what do you do with your snow?
it gets, so where you can't see on the site plan, the plow pushes, well, actually, my area really doesn't. It just goes to the end, like it's just a straight shot.
So it goes right down toward the railroad?
Correct.
Yeah, it's like a one path kind of thing, just so you can get to the house in the wintertime. It all melts and drains in the same direction.
Is this a year-round residence?
Yes.
You're here, right? So with the proposed addition, is it two-story?
Single,
Single story.
Single-story?
yep, single.
The
We're just,
existing foundation doesn't allow us to go over it.
Certain, yeah.
It's not on a footing, it's not on anything really.
no block.
So you're basically adding a, what, 24 by
24 by
Well.
16,
16?
yeah,
Yep.
more or less.
Yeah,
And then another deck,
Correct,
a new deck.
correct.
I would say my biggest concern is for the stream when you're doing the construction. And my suggestion would be maybe a double row of silt socks even,
Okay,
sure.
just to make sure that none.
I'll put up a silt fence with a double row of silt socks. That way the fence holds the socks, because those socks always end up moving regardless.
Well, if you stake them, but yeah.
Yeah, if
I
you
mean,
take
that-
them,
it works.
they always end up, yeah.
That would
Because
work.
that silt fence actually gets dug in 4 inches. Yeah,
Right, then you just leave them
Mm-hmm.
and they'll disintegrate.
yeah.
Well, not the fence.
Hmm?
Not the fence.
Not the fence.
Not the fence,
socks.
no, the socks.
No,
The
the
fence
socks.
will remove, I promise.
Yeah, he doesn't want to look at it anymore. I
Yeah.
promise.
I was gonna say,
Socks
you
are
could
fine.
keep it, but.
Yeah. I actually just completed my stormwater course, so I know all about that stuff.
Good for
Oh,
you.
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
I'm right on it.
so I would just suggest from the very beginning of your property line to the back.
Yeah.
Since it's a small lot and whatever
problem.
construction you're gonna do.
No problem. It's cheap insurance.
So
It's
you
40
have to
bucks.
come in, through your neighbor's yard?
So it's a condo association, so that we have access from both sides.
Okay,
So all of our material deliveries, all of our everything else is going to come from the other side. We will not be going over the stream with
yeah,
any of
that,
it.
I mean, really, you don't
Yeah.
wanna take it over the bridge.
Yeah, no. No, none of that will come from that side. Everything will come from the other side.
Is there, what kind of, what is the property like beyond yours before the railroad
It's
tracks?
5 more condos going this way. Oh, going towards the railroad tracks?
Yeah, towards,
It's a bunch
Flower
of
beds.
shrubs, flower beds. There's there is a fire pit there. There's 2 flower beds, big flower beds.
there's no road back there.
No,
No, just the
nothing.
railroad tracks. That's why I said planting's not gonna be a problem for me. I like doing that stuff, so you tell me where you want them, I'll plant them. But just give me some good ideas, because I get a lot of green, and then I get a lot of flowers, and then I try to like mix it up so it looks like I did know what I was doing when I started.
We can definitely do that.
You know, I get a little
We
redundant.
can give
with
you a
the flower
list.
beds. I go to Lowe's, I'm like, oh, look at these are cool.
They all turn green at the same time because they didn't pick the different seasons of flowering. Yeah.
As long as they stay alive.
But I keep like expanding the flower, I don't know. Yeah, exactly, just keep them alive, that's what
Yeah.
I try to do.
Are you changing the roof on the existing building also?
We're gonna overlay on the lake side, but on the existing side that faces the road, it will stay exactly the same.
Okay.
So our water
Says
displacement's not gonna change.
Proposed 12-inch roof overhang?
Yes,
Is that different than it is?
it's already there.
Okay.
Are you gonna put a gravel trench so that the drip line goes into a
I was
gravel?
gonna put gutters on the whole thing and then pipe it to a dry well.
Would you rather it go back into the culvert?
I like gutters.
You like what?
I like gutters.
Yeah, we were gonna put
You get
gutters
more
on
control.
on all the eave sides of the house. We were gonna put gutters on it and then have the gutters come down to a PVC pipe and have it go into a dry well.
Or a
But-
rain garden.
Well, I was gonna say, by using a dry well, or if you wanna use a rain garden, you'll get some filtration of,
Yes.
because the roofs can be pretty dirty otherwise.
I put gutters on my house here,
Mm-hmm.
and they got filled with ice. I had to chip all the ice out,
Jeez.
so I put heat tape in.
Mm-hmm.
Had to chip all the ice out to get down to the heat tape. I took the gutters off. I didn't like the way I got the icicles off it, so I put the gutters back on. Went through the process,
Oh, yeah.
and then I sold the house. The problem was the house, it wasn't my gutters.
Yep. That's funny.
That should be a game. That's perfect. Then I sold the house.
So if you're gonna put in a dry well, how deep are you gonna put the dry well?
Not very, just enough. Can't go too deep because of the groundwater.
Right, that
So we'll
that
put it
was
right
my
around
concern, yeah.
2-3 feet. We'll put like something from EF Shea there.
Maybe a rain garden?
It's up to, yeah, I mean, I think the dry wells that I've seen at, I'm gonna say the wrong one, Brookhurst in Meredith weren't more than 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah, no, they're not usually more than 2
Yeah,
feet.
so, I mean, I'm just saying, other examples of dry wells that I've seen.
A lot of people put them in 5-gallon buckets and then drill holes in the side as well. I mean, that's an
Right.
option. I don't like to do that because it's really not
So,
environmentally friendly.
as far as a rain garden, I mean, I don't know where he would prefer to,
Yeah, I don't know if he has
Right.
room for it.
yeah.
There's really not much room between the 2 units. The unit next to us is about 12 feet away and we're 4 feet from the stream, so there's really
Yeah.
not much room. The dry well's kind of the best option. 'Cause like you said, it filters through the rocks and then it goes into the ground and just dissipates.
And are you on sewers here?
We're in sewer, but private water?
Private water.
Private water and sewer.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, any more questions? Suggestions? Ideas?
Well, I think, Dean, and this is gonna be up to the planning board too, but I mean, I think some of these things that they're talking about, like, he's already on top of the maintenance from the city and the railroad, but, you may want to throw in something about maintaining the structures they're putting in or something, you know? Like, if they're gonna use a dry well, just make sure it's maintained, or,
Oh,
you know, that kind of thing. I mean, it's not necessarily burdensome to them, but it just kind of puts it in the site plan.
Okay. I think using native plantings, you'll get the best results in terms of them surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
GeoGrid is a good idea. I think that if you go to GeoGrid instead of permeable pavers, you just need to make sure the state doesn't have a major problem with that.
Okay.
Because we're asking you to change it, what the state's already approved, and you should just notify them and,
Yeah, well, our original plan with the state was a little bit more elaborate than what you're seeing here now. We've brought it down in size and other things, so I don't think they'll have a problem with that too much at all.
but I don't want you to get in trouble if you
No,
don't.
I'll
We'll
notify.
we'll
Just
notify. I'm just
notify 'em,
saying,
yeah.
like, from what it was to what it is now, our roof space and all that stuff has changed substantially, so the runoff's gonna change substantially. So with that, us doing that, I don't think they're gonna have an issue with that, but we will notify them.
Okay. Okay, so,
So we can give you a list of our suggestions. We'll have that
Okay.
to you.
I'll get that
Or
email
when
right.
are you scheduled to go before the planning board?
September 2nd at 6:30 p.m.
September 2nd.
okay, so we'll give our suggestions to Gray,
Mhm.
and he'll write you a letter so
Mhm.
that you have it in writing.
No problem.
In time for that meeting.
Via email.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get the email for you guys.
It's mcdelvcor@gmail.com.
Perfect. All right.
I know.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I'll send those probably
Okay.
tomorrow or end of this week.
Thank you very much.
Anything else?
That's
Good.
it.
Sounds
Thanks.
great. Thank you.
very much.
Walk softly.
I'm gonna try.
You guys can keep them if you want them.
No, it's okay. It saves you money if you have to show somebody else.
That's right, you can,
I'm sure the planning board wants them anyways.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
I wrote on mine,
You can
sorry.
keep it. Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, guys,
Thank
for
you.
everybody's time.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're not getting another motorcycle, are you?
No, no, this is what's gonna consume all my time from now on. And,
Maybe you could take up fishing, too.
I was thinking about something a little more low-key.
There you go.
As a matter of fact, I think I might spend some time in this, my new space and think about that.
Take care.
Have a great night, everyone.
You too.
He is lucky.
Do, for the planting suggestions, Gray, do you feel comfortable making suggestions, or do we need to talk about
Yeah,
that?
let's make this, let's do it right now. Just make the suggestion, so,
I mean, so if he's gonna use GeoGrid, he could use grass seed, or he could use, something like what they call the steppables, like a thyme, a woolly thyme or something like that. But I don't see why grass wouldn't be just as good, so. And then he was talking, a buffer, he's putting in a buffer, is that what you guys were decided on? He was saying he's already got a lot of plants, so
Yeah, I don't know how much of a buffer, we didn't ask him if there is any buffer between the stream and his property. I mean, there's 4 feet of space, but does he mow that?
well, he kept saying he buys a lot of plants.
Right, but I feel like it sounds like they're out behind his house, I don't know.
Or in the front, like in between the railroad tracks and the house. It
Right.
sounded like that was more where he had plants.
Right.
I don't think we asked about.
But I think any suggestions we could give him for native plants would be good, whether it's, what's some good
He
ones?
probably doesn't want, like what Dean was saying for Gale Avenue, probably doesn't want real tall plants, because he wants to have some sort of line of sight. I can go back and look at my,
I don't know if can he see the lake from there?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Is he
elevation, go ahead.
elevated above the railroad?
I think they're like the same elevation as the railroad, but I mean, I think you can see beyond.
I'm trying to picture where they are. I know there's some properties down there that the railroad track, and then there's other houses or
Well,
whatever.
that didn't seem like that was the case for
I
this.
think the ones further down might be more blocked, because there is more
Land,
land over there, like the ones that are right before the turn.
right.
He does,
I think this is closer to,
But there is a road that goes down beyond the railroad.
it's not on here.
He's-
See that access road?
I see where it says access road, but then you think it goes beyond the tracks?
I believe,
Oh, okay.
because I'm looking at sort of the edge of Winnipesaukee reference line, maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the topographical lines on one of the drawings shows that the property is at 516 and the lake is at 504, so it's a little bit higher than a
Okay,
lake.
yeah.
So, you know, if there's vegetation between his house and the railroad tracks, or the railroad tracks and the lake, he may not be able to see the lake.
You know what you could do, Gray? There's, I think DES has a native, it's a PDF, native planting list for riparian and shoreline.
So I was gonna ask, you guys have a native planting suggestion list on your checklist that you
Right.
just created. Do you
Yeah.
just wanna provide him with that checklist?
I think that would probably.
Sure.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, let's be consistent so that we provide all applicants with the same list. That's a good idea, so that, you know.
And then the silt fence and the 2 silt socks, which it sounds like he's just studied, which is a good thing. And if there is that intermittent stream, so is that technically, does the city own that or the state own that?
I think the state owns the lake, I think the city owns the stream, but the stream, you know, we have a setback on intermittent streams,
Right,
a buffer.
but this is kind of grandfathered, I would say.
No. No. When I was putting,
So he has to take
when I was
Taylor's
putting the
whole house.
porch, when I was putting the porch
Yeah.
on my house,
Mhm.
there was, when the house was built, there was no wetland buffer. When I was putting the porch on,
No,
there was a 50-foot buffer,
right, but,
and I had to abide by the 50-foot buffer.
but he's not changing the edge of his house.
No, and he's not
Is what I
changing.
mean.
Right.
So, but I'm kind of curious about, what that stream bed looks like when he says now it's all tall grass and then there's leaves and then he cleans it out and,
Well,
Probably has,
we did say some maintenance suggestions, so if you want to make some maintenance suggestions.
I mean, I wouldn't want him down there cutting the grass out of it
Well, he may,
unless it,
you may have to make some provisions for invasive species, though, too.
he what?
right?
You may have to make some considerations for invasive species. Like, you know, if he starts getting purple loosestrife, you don't want him to cut it, actually, or
Bittersweet.
bittersweet, yeah, you'd want him to remove that stuff.
Right.
I
And
think,
and I wonder if he has to keep it, well, like he said, he has to keep it clean or it'll back up. But also, I mean, the way it goes and then cuts down to the right, I mean, I can see how it could get kinked up and back up on his property.
yeah, you don't put right-hand turns in streams.
No,
Stream will rearrange that for you.
just to go around the railroad tracks. Anyway,
I think the other thing is he has to abide by, in terms of cutting the grass, he has to abide by whatever the condominium documents require.
true.
So I think that, you know, we're gonna make recommendations and we have to be mindful of the fact that he's got these condominium documents and frankly, I don't know who has precedent. Do we have precedent, or does condominium doc have precedent?
Condominium
yeah.
docs kinda, it's their own separate thing, so as Rob described it to someone the other day, it's kinda like, we can tell you what the city's regulations are, but even if we allow it and your condo docs don't allow it, then you wouldn't be allowed to.
So does the city have regulations on intermittent streams as far as whether you can cut or whether they should be left, or are they ever inspected, or?
I'm not sure, I would have to look into that more. There's mention of intermittent streams, I think in the wetland regs.
Yeah.
Right.
Where I'm thinking about where it talks about vernal pools and that exception, for the 3,000 square foot.
But I'm
But
not sure anything
if there's
talks about
specific
maintenance.
language
Yeah,
about, upkeep and maintenance of them, so,
right.
yeah.
Can we request that he notify the Conservation Commission if he needs to do maintenance on the intermittent stream?
So, while he was here, you said ensure dry well upkeep and maintenance, so this would be a separate note you would wanna add, is what you're saying? You'd wanna add a new one about intermittent stream maintenance as well.
Should that be something that we add to the wetland regs?
If you wanna add something like a section for intermittent streams, yes, especially since.
Because I just think about all the development that's going on and all of the streams or swales that come up now.
We get weed
Yeah.
whacked all the time.
And what's the best practice for those? I mean, I look at the state just cut all of the grasses and everything along the bypass.
So we had
Yeah.
this discussion with, the Winnisquam Watershed Network, and that we had a difference of opinion. I was saying, we need to keep the grasses longer, and they were saying, oh, no, UNH just said that if you cut it, as long as there's grass, as long as there's roots and grass and stuff, you can cut them down. So I'm just saying, I don't know, I think we need to,
But how far down, and, I
well,
mean,
yeah,
yeah,
let's see what UNH is recommending right now.
because I know, like I said, the state just cut those swales
Mhm.
that go down into Winnisquam.
Yeah.
And they just cut them
Well,
super
weed whack-
duper low.
They usually weed whack
Yeah.
it every, like,
And it was like, is that the best idea?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I was taught one way, and it seems like UNH may have made recommendations differently now, so we'll find out.
Okay. We can look into that.
Okay, so what else do we had the GeoGrid. What do we have so far, Gray?
You have native plantings or geogrid instead of permeable pavers on the end of driveway. You have double row of silt socks and one silt fence layer for the stream during construction, for the entire length of the property front to back, and then ensure dry well upkeep and maintenance.
Okay, and we want them to leave the silt socks in place until they are broken down by nature, however you want to say that. The silt fence can be removed following soil stabilization after construction.
What silt sock is that called again?
The natural one, you mean?
I can't remember. I'll look
The
it up.
coir logs? Are you talking about the coir?
The ones that,
They've got,
break down on themselves.
yeah,
Like
I've
ones.
forgotten what they're called.
I'll look it up later.
So there are silt socks at Gale Avenue that are made of straw, that are about maybe a foot in diameter, maybe not quite that big. Those, I don't think not all of it will remain in place. But
They'll be there for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those better than the plastic ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is that it?
Yes.
Okay,
And then a list of native plants. We have that, right?
right. Okay, next item on the agenda is, okay, so we have the August 6th minutes. Gray, do you know when Harglen Lane is going to be, do they go to TRC and then come to us, or are they gonna go,
Usually it goes TRC and then Conservation Commission.
right?
If the applicant already knows that they're gonna be working in a wetland, they might come to us first. But typically, they're told by TRC that they have to attend Conservation Commission.
So they haven't scheduled a meeting with TRC yet?
No, they haven't submitted an application yet.
Oh, okay. Simple.
So under 9-1 of the minutes, Gale Avenue Rain Garden, in the second paragraph, it says Deb Williams asked Dean, and Dean needs to be capitalized. And then, in that same paragraph, Bob stated any bare root plants, bare does not need to be capitalized, right? Oh, you're not looking at them? Okay.
Did you guys receive these minutes to review in an email from Scott?
No, from
No.
you. Did he send them out last time?
He did the minutes because he was at the last meeting. And
Right.
Right.
He posted them, so I
Right.
did not send out an email for
I-
review.
I don't think we received them
Okay.
before now.
Okay.
Before this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought I had something, but maybe not.
I feel like he did send them right away, but I could be wrong.
I know, I feel like I remember seeing them, but
Well, maybe he did.
I don't know, because I don't have them here, so.
They should be attached to the agenda on the iPad.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
did,
yeah, they are.
yeah, no, they are, Gray, sorry. But I did get them in an email as well,
Oh, okay.
because I have a copy right here.
Yeah, I think he sent them right away. Pretty quick.
Okay, in 9-1, in the first sentence, it's the Winnisquam Watershed Network, not Commission.
make a motion, we accept the minutes with the corrections.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Okay, anybody have any additional comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
I'm
Opposed?
going to abstain, because you have a quorum without me and I wasn't there.
Okay. Okay, that's done. Okay, so the next item is 228 Layton Avenue. I think this is Layton Avenue South. And this refers to so is this an agreement between the applicant this is between the applicant and the state. So we don't really have to do anything with this, right?
No, that's just because you had requested, to see all
Right.
DES applications, not
Right.
just the ones for your signature.
Right.
So this was just a receival letter we received this week saying that DES received a shoreland application from this property. So we'll probably see an application from them in the coming months, but we don't have to do anything right now.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay. Okay, so do we have anything else we want to do on the wetland regs? Or are we done with those suggested changes?
We want to add the
I don't know.
section on intermittent streams,
Yeah,
right?
if we want
Or-
to do some research first. Find out, you know, with the co-op or the state or the city, whoever has any regulations on that.
Okay. I think,
I just think because it's, like I said, with all the different building going on, and is it an intermittent stream, is it a swale, is it, you know, I mean, that's, with the right-hand turn for that one, that's probably a man-made swale of some kind. But where does it cross the line?
Well-
He said the wetland scientist deemed it an
intermittent stream. Yeah.
which is interesting.
So, Gray, did they give us a written report or from their wetland scientist?
I don't believe so, or at least,
I don't see it in
I
the,
don't see it in the files that were put in the TRC folder.
Right.
I can ask Savannah if there are any files that they submitted that aren't in there. But I believe it was them or another project. One of the projects that came before us had to be told that they had to go back and amend to their application to add wetland CUP and then come to Concom. So if they didn't know that, they may not have submitted it, but I can check with Savannah.
Okay, that would be great, thanks. Okay, good. Okay. So, intermittent streams, who should we contact, the state?
So my experience with intermittent streams are using the topo maps, and that's the USGS, but yeah, I guess for regulations, I would contact TES.
Okay. Okay. Ray, do you wanna contact DES, or do you want me to?
Sorry, I was writing about asking, Savannah for their
Okay.
wetland scientist. What was the question?
We were talking about having a section for the wetland regs about intermittent streams, and the question is, so I asked who we should contact, and Lisa said DES. And so, do you want to contact DES about intermittent streams, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can do that.
So-
Okay,
and-
great.
Yeah, I mean, so then the other thing is that if DES doesn't really have anything, then, the New Hampshire Association of Conservation Commissions is probably not the right place to go, but to ask them like for model ordinances, like who, maybe DES, do you know of anybody, do you know of a town, if DES doesn't have anything, which I'd be surprised if they didn't, but you could ask DES if there are any model ordinances from a town that you could recommend we would look at.
Okay, I'll call Barbara Richter.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, so her staff, she's just like a one-person office with an office assistant kind of thing, so she wouldn't necessarily know. That's why I said, I don't know that they're the first place I would go. I would ask DES first and then ask DES if they know of any towns that have model ordinances. Where Barbara could come in handy if we're not getting anywhere with DES is to say, hey, Barbara, would you mind putting out an email to the conservation commissions in New Hampshire and see if anybody responds about model ordinances?
Okay, so you're saying hold off contacting Barbara until
unless-
after we talk to DES?
Yeah, see what DES can give you, and if it's not satisfactory, then we can ask Barbara to send out an email to the other Comcoms.
Okay. Okay, good idea, thank you. Okay, so, so in terms of the rest of the wetland regs, we're done with those? And we're just gonna wait, now,
I think so.
I mean, I thought
You
we,
guys continued to edit it last meeting with Scott?
we did?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I thought we were done.
I don't think so.
Well, the last I knew, you had like 3 pages left, and did we end up doing it that night, or
Mhm.
We
we
did
plowed through
finish.
it? Okay, that's all I remember.
Okay, so, all right, so we're done with those. We'll get the intermittent stream information and attach it to the regulations after we get the information. Okay, so, is that what we wanna do?
Mm-hmm.
I think it sounds good.
Okay, okay. All right, so Gale Avenue Rain Garden. Has anybody gone over and looked at Gale Avenue?
Besides Dean.
I did.
No, I meant to.
I took some pictures. And I meant to give them to Gray, but I didn't do it, so, so this is a picture of the area that's going to be a rain garden. And with the,
At the end of the street.
when I talked to Amy Levisick,
I can envision what he's talking
Keystone in there.
when I talked to Amy Levisick, she said that they were gonna put these little stones, these little river rocks in, and that we would have to move them to the side and plant our, plantings in there.
Thanks.
And so, and then if you go to the next picture from the left,
Swipe to the left.
Oh, yeah.
you either got my one of my
No, she did it
grandchildren.
right.
or-
That's the,
So, there were those 2 swales.
yeah,
So, here's
so
the
good.
original plan.
Right.
which is, I question the accuracy of it, but,
Yeah.
so it's,
Here's the road,
I'm up, so I might as well.
here's the rain garden, and then these, they're, they're not, well, they were
They're
grass,
working on
they
that
were
one.
grass swales, now they're rock swales.
now they're rock, but Amy's job is to, essentially put soil on,
Soil over the rock?
over the rocks, and she's gonna put jute, and then plant grass seed in the jute.
Wait, they're covering those?
I think so. I,
Wouldn't make any sense.
well,
Not,
and maybe, maybe that's explains the whole thing, right there. No, that doesn't make any sense. So, and I haven't been out there since, whatever the date is on this.
no, when did they started early, you said, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, they,
So you went Monday, I think. No, what's today? No, last week.
Today's Wednesday.
anyway, so Amy is scheduling her work, and I think that when I talked to Wes, because I called him after I looked at it, and I said I thought it looked great, and he said he has one part that he has to finish, but that the engineer for Winnisquam Watershed Network observed the work and was satisfied, and Winnisquam Watershed Network was satisfied. So it was now up to Amy to put the soil in and put jute with grass seed, and we have to do our plantings. Then it's quote-unquote done. And one of the things that Amy did was she reached out to, she has a list of people, local residents, that have come to other meetings. And she asked them if anybody would be willing to help water. And at least Scott said he would water. He and his wife would water 1 day a week. So, you know, the source of water is the lake, and I don't know whether there's a residence on each side of Gale Avenue Park, and I don't know whether either one of them would put a sprinkler out there. Apparently, one of them, the one on the left-hand side as you're facing the lake, is out of town, and the other one is,
Nobody
I don't
nobody asked me, but it would make sense to get some sort of like Indian pump or something, you know what I mean, like, just fill the pumper from the lake, and you could water it that way under pressure without having to run up a water bill.
Right.
right.
That's just my own personal opinion, but.
Anyway, so I think Amy's plan is to be done shortly, and so we could get our plantings and plant.
And when do we think the optimum time for that was gonna be?
To
September?
do the planting?
Yeah.
You don't wanna go too late into September, I mean, you
You won't find any, right, to buy.
it's not only that, it's, you wanna give the roots time to do something.
I was thinking it's been so hot, it would,
Well, that's true, I don't know, what do you think, Bob, you've got a good idea about planting in fall, what do you think, how late is too late?
Well, pretty much September is still pretty good. A lot depends on what the weather is, but the way our seasons have been going, there'll be adequate time to get things established if they go in and by mid-September, be a good target time.
Finish the plantings by mid-September?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jen, is this in your wheelhouse?
Planting?
Yeah.
The planting, yes, the maintaining, no.
I mean,
No, I'm just saying, my plants at home are struggling.
Well, the fact that we haven't gotten any
I'm bla-
rain,
yeah, I'm
and
blaming
it's
it on
been
the
so
weather.
hot, just like Deb said, that, that's kind of a. Okay, so we'll shoot for mid-September. I'll contact the,
Depending on the weather too.
well,
I mean, we could start early September.
Yeah, I mean, you could start anytime.
right, but be finished by mid-September,
Yeah.
okay?
Was there still a question about what plants? I think at the last meeting we talked about, we weren't sure what, you have a list?
So,
We should have a
You came-
planting guide.
He came up with a list.
You what?
Dean has a list.
so I thought black-eyed Susans, brown-eyed Susans, coneflowers, asters, irises, goldenrod, cardinal flowers, bee balm, milkweed, and try to get a feel from the residents as how they would feel about grasses,
Some of the ornamental grasses.
ornamental grasses that would be,
Yep.
that might be taller.
They have some
Yeah,
like purple
yeah.
stemmed stuff and, you know.
They are pretty. But we'd have to make a planting guide, so,
Well, we've talked about that. So I told him what my recommendation, like what I learned, depending on the size of the plant you get. I mean, you don't want little plugs, but the plant you
Right.
get, I said, it's like 1.5 to 2 feet. And Dean was like, that's 100-something plants, 500 plants or whatever. So I said, get whatever you can afford and just space them out so that you have coverage of the area.
right.
And I was telling him
I
that,
was thinking more high to low. That's funny how each of us has a different perception, but yeah, I was thinking height-wise, you know, we want to make it nice,
well,
so that it's not like my garden.
okay, well, I mean, but there again, I think that's something that maybe you ask the residents of Gale Ave, you know, what's your preference? Do you want it, how manicured do you want it to look? The other thing, the consideration, because Dean was saying, and then in the spring, we come in and do more planting. You also want to, if you're looking at it as a pollinator garden, you want to make sure that you have spring, midsummer,
Right.
fall blooms.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
So you're gonna want it, whatever you plant this fall, you need to work around that for your spring plantings.
And Lisa said about a plant about every square foot.
1.5 to 2, I said.
Okay, and we have about, and I didn't do the geometry because I would have trouble doing geometry with a rectangle. And this is like a figure 8,
Yeah,
so fat chance. Anyway, it would be about, it's about 450 square feet of rain garden. So we have $500 to buy plants, unless the Conservation Commission wants to put money in.
Well,
So what Lisa and I talked about was talking to a couple of local nurseries, and I don't want to tell which ones, and see what they have in stock and what they would, would do for, a price.
give us a deal.
Because, and I have to clarify this with Amy, I think what we have to do is we have to give her the bill and then we get reimbursed. So, I guess I could put it on my credit card and then submit it for reimbursement. Unless, because Amy's not gonna give me a check, it's gonna come from the city and,
Right,
anyway. So, I don't wanna spend more than $500 without the Conservation Commission saying, yes, we want to contribute some money.
we could also take the money from the Conservation Commission, the $500, and then get reimbursed that way. Then you wouldn't have to put out or,
But we still have to submit an invoice to get the $500, right? You're not gonna give me a check for $500.
No, it's, everything goes through the same, system where Savannah has to submit it to finance and then it has to get reimbursed.
So,
I don't think I put mine.
I don't, I can ask my board if they want to take $500 from the Prescott Farm, the Jewett Brook fund that I paid for some of the rain garden with. And then that way it's not a personal, I just don't know how the city reacts to a private individual
Right.
submitting an invoice. So I can ask my board, because right now, everything's really tight with money with us.
Right.
But I can ask my board, since it's a reimbursable, if it gets paid within a month or so, I can do that.
So I can
Oh,
tell you
that
what
is
my,
fine.
my experience
Watershed
was. I could tell you what my experience was when I submitted my, my request for, repayment of the fee to go to,
Lakes Congress.
Lakes Congress. The first thing they wanted to know was who I was. Then they asked me something else. Then it was, so I think they know who I am now, but it's, we'll find out.
Ask them tomorrow, if you don't mind me, Dean, giving you directive, I'm sorry, ask them tomorrow if they care if you pay for stuff, if they say they'd rather not give it to an individual, reimburse an individual, then I'll ask my board if it can be the conservation district, and then they can reimburse us. You know what I'm trying to say? That was all. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, I'm
Right,
just,
right.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, I appreciate that. I think what I would prefer is, let me front the money, and then maybe your board, if we needed more plants, because I don't think $500 is gonna cover 400 plants.
Well, the other thing is, this time of year, usually you'll hear about 50% sales, because nurseries wanna clear out.
Sure.
So, I mean, that might be, if the two that we've discussed are not giving you a price that you feel satisfied with, there's always the possibility of contacting a larger.
Right, and you gave me the name of,
One of them.
right. So,
But I'm thinking there are others that are not necessarily in this county, that you might go to as a wholesaler.
okay. I mean, I would like to shop locally.
Absolutely, I'm just saying, for your money.
Right, right.
We can talk later.
Okay, so why don't I do this? Why don't I get some information of
Yep.
how much these plants would cost and how many plants there would be? And I told Lisa that when we were doing the plantings at Pearly Pond, I bought blue flag irises. I think, I forget how many I bought, 50 or 100, I don't know what it was, the bulbs, corms.
I think it was 100, yeah.
Yeah, and I went around and planted them all over the city. And one of the places I planted them was at Robbie Mills. So I plant this little bulb, this big. It is now this big.
Yeah,
So Lisa says it needs to be divided. So that would be a perfect opportunity to,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. What about daylilies? Are they
Divide
Native.
daylilies. You
are they
divide
native though enough to put in there?
There's what they call the tiger lily, the Turk's cap, they're a native, I believe.
The orange ones? I mean, I have a bunch of those.
Yeah, I mean, the other ones, it's in the name, Asiatics, you know?
Right.
So,
Right.
the other thing we could do is we could talk to the master gardeners and see if they're getting ready to have a plant sale, I
Yeah.
think.
up at Prescott?
No? The master gardeners?
Oh, I was thinking the volunteers, yeah.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Oh, I could talk to Ursula and see if she would give us some
Yeah.
plants.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is like,
Is it,
did you ever have
are the
popcorn
plants gonna
sales when
do
you
all
were,
right
when
with
you were
those
in school?
stones around them?
Yeah,
Popcorn.
when you get bag of popcorn for a quarter.
I know,
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
worry
and
about.
That's what, this is like selling, we used to sell seeds or popcorn or cupcakes, to raise money for whatever we were raising money for. I feel like I've,
The 500 that we have, is that reimbursed through Parks and Rec or the Watershed Network?
I think that Parks and Rec got the money,
Okay,
and so she has the money so that
okay.
this was a relatively simple thing before, but now, okay. Okay, and tiger lilies, okay, not my favorite.
Daily.
Well, those are native, I mean, those are,
Right, okay, okay.
You don't like them?
No, I don't like them. I like the lilies that, the daylilies that, what was the guy's name that grew them up at the garden up there?
oh, yeah,
They were great.
Yeah.
They were great. They're beautiful.
but they're Asiatics, though. They're not, yeah, that's okay.
Anyway, okay, so much for that.
His last name's Dion.
We beat
anyway.
this horse. We beat this horse. Okay,
Yep.
so one other thing that's not on the agenda is, I don't think it's on the agenda, is Pearly Pond. So Rob and Bruce Cheney and I had a meeting to talk about Pearly Pond because apparently the Pearly family is not happy with the way the pond looks because you can't see the pond, because ecological succession is working really well. And so the grasses and native vegetation that are encroaching on the pond are getting taller. So, and there's some shrubs in there too. And along the road, there are some trees that have grown, and my opinion is we should cut those trees down.
Yeah,
And we should cut them down because if they get too big and they get blown over to a windstorm, they
Well-
could damage.
well, not only that, I mean, did we ever establish that Pearly Pond is, I think it's man-made, isn't there a runoff? Yeah, I mean, so it could damage the structure of the sidewalls if we allow trees to grow up
I
in
don't know
there.
if it has well, there's some structure within that pipe,
There's
so you don't want to damage the pipe.
Right,
there's a drainage pipe that, and it's a question, I remember we had this conversation years ago, and Mike Foote, because there was a lot of floating debris in the pond, Mike put his kayak in and went and picked up all that floating
bottles and
trash.
stuff, yeah.
And then he checked, and I thought he said that the pipe it's an overflow pipe.
Yeah, that's what I
Was
remember.
partially filled,
That's what I
and
remember.
they had to clean it out.
Right. Just of any banking where you let a tree grow in there. I mean, you want the tree to grow because it holds the banking in, but it also creates an opportunity it sort of breaks up the bank itself too. I mean, it's holding the soil in and it's holding the water in, but it also does break up the banking. So I don't know how it's, with a road being right there, I don't know how that's all.
I don't think we want any trees to block the Pearly Oaks view either,
Yeah.
while it's still there.
Yeah, so I'm agreeing that you should cut the trees.
So what we talked about doing is talking to Amy and see what her ability was to cut the vegetation in the fall. So the vegetation has, so when I planted the irises, in order so that they didn't get cut down, I marked with white PVC pipe that
Right.
sticks about, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches above the ground, where the cut line was, so when Amy's people cut the lawn, they didn't cut the irises. And I went down and looked at it the other day, and they are cutting right along those pipes. So they're not cutting too far in, and they're not cutting too far out of the area we wanted to be grass. So the problem is that it's not the problem. What has happened is the vegetation has extended into the pond because the pond gets filled in. And now this vegetation's growing there. Some of them are shrubs that are probably 6 or 8 feet tall. So on the side that's perpendicular to the road, we talked about waiting until the fall and then having Amy mow down so that there's 2 or 3 feet of plant left and just leave the material there. And then along the road, do the same thing. Cut down the trees and then mow down so it extends 2 or 3 feet.
So if they're gonna, okay, so if they're gonna cut the vegetation, you don't want them to leave it there, because what's gonna happen is that will act as a nutrient base for the water. So just have them, if they're gonna cut it to 3 feet, have them pull that stuff out and take it away with them. Not pull it out of the ground, but collect it. Kinda like we tell people, don't dump
Yeah.
grass into the river.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I would have them do. I don't know, Bob, if you agree, but, you know, just don't,
Make sure they don't, yeah.
yeah, so it doesn't rot and go into the water and release its nutrients that way.
Okay, I don't know,
Did you say the pond was high, though?
the pond is
Water?
high.
Which makes no sense to me.
It doesn't make
This
any
weather.
sense, except with all the rain we've had, if the drain is not working, that's why the pond is high.
We haven't had rain.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I think we're,
No, 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 we,
from the
in-
spring?
in the spring.
from the spring, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no place for it to go.
Yeah.
It's stuck there. So,
When was the last time they cleaned it out?
I don't know, but, Rob was gonna talk to, Wes Anderson, because he has to do something with the sewer system, the stormwater system of the city. He does it on an annual or some basis, and have him check to see what that drainage situation is.
Where it's connected, because we didn't know where
So-
it's connected to.
So it goes from the pond, under the road, and then goes down along the sidewalk with the other stormwater pipe that
Oh,
comes this way, and winds up in
Oh, Peachy Cove.
Peachy Cove.
Oh, okay, so we do know, okay.
So it's all underground. I'd hate to think what that's like underneath.
I don't think anybody's going. But, Wes may have, they have a camera that you
Right.
can put on a cable, and if he doesn't have one, we can get
Well,
somebody like
DES, he could
Roto-Rooter
DES,
to,
yeah.
to,
I thought they had done that not too long ago.
I don't know.
Checked the whole city.
Well, that's what
Storm drains.
That's what Luke Powell was doing as part of his, when he was talking about Veteran Square, is that what that is? Yeah, he was talking about that. So Luke had done that.
Because I feel like I saw some people checking the stormwater drains.
I think that when there was all that money, there was a big slug of government money, and I think he
It's
was
like
doing that.
Probably
Well, it could have been 10 years ago now.
10 years ago, I would say.
Yeah.
so, anyway, so I think Rob was gonna contact Wes to see if he had a camera and a rotor and he could check to see what the status was of the drain, and then the status of the pipe,
Cool.
so. And I think the last time I looked at, there are now turtles living in the pond.
Yeah, well, that's what my cell phone, the picture on my cell phone are 2 turtles sitting on the rock in that pond.
Yeah,
So,
so it's like real life. And I think there are frogs in there too.
Well,
sure.
it would be a smart idea for the city to make sure that drain is working before they start the construction for those condos that are gonna be right behind there.
mhm.
Just saying.
So anyway, Rob was gonna take care of talking to Wes.
Okay.
And I think the way we left it was Rob was gonna talk to Wes, and then Rob and Bruce and maybe somebody from the Purley family is gonna come and talk to us about cutting the vegetation and maybe having it more
Well, having more,
Frequently
recent,
done?
yeah, frequent cutting, so it doesn't get to be 8 feet tall.
So we can see the pond all the time.
well, so the philosophical argument that we had at the time, this came up the last time, was as a conservation commission, we're making recommendations, and then we're not following it on our own city property.
I'm sorry?
As a conservation commission, we're making recommendations about vegetation, and then we're not following on our own properties, we're not following it, so.
I think this is a specific case. I think for the
I
most
know.
part we do, but
I understand that, I'm just, cutting the trees is fine, cutting, if, we've never talked about dredging the pond. Is that the solution?
No.
No.
I specifically said, one thing you could do is you could cut a trench perpendicular to the road, and you could remove all that vegetation that's encroached on the pond, and they said, we absolutely do not want to do that. I said, that's good, because neither do I.
So they don't wanna dredge, I'm just saying the
No.
things that others do.
Right.
When you're talking about pond maintenance, so,
You're right.
I mean, I, at some point, trying to make time stand still is a little ridiculous, but that's my own feeling.
And I specifically said, if you're in a conflict with nature, nature is gonna win,
So,
because nature's patient and we're not, for starters.
I've said my piece and I'm begging out.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with you, though. Okay, so that's all the good news about Pearly Pond. The good news is, at one point, we suggested cutting the Pearly to down. Oh, my God.
we got poems written about
Oh, my God.
the tree.
We had photographs submitted, we had poems written,
Ode to
we
the Pearly
had,
Oak.
we had letters to the editor. It was like, and we had demonstrations.
it wasn't good.
No,
It
I mean,
was-
I'm not laughing at the
No,
people
we-
for caring about the tree, I'm just, it was just
We
like,
learned our, hopefully we learned our lesson, but anyway. So, okay, so I think now we're down to, we don't have any subcommittees. The only upcoming events is the one that Deb posted in the previous minutes about the lunch and learn sessions. And I think the first one is September 28th, is that right?
Maybe. I don't have them tonight.
Oh.
Sorry.
they were in the minutes.
They were in the minutes.
Yeah,
Yep, September 23rd.
I have that website for you, Jen. I forgot totally, so.
Okay, so September 23rd at noon, Recycling 101. Okay, that's the first one. Then foam recycling, October 8th at noon. October 22nd is clothing waste, and the 5th of November is zero waste and reuse. Okay. Okay, so now we're up to, I think we're up to Gray. Think,
I have nothing for the staff report today.
what?
I have nothing for the staff report today.
Okay.
Nothing, no news is good news for right now, but, yeah, all the projects around town are looking good. Chardy's putting in they put in their big retention wall, and they're putting in their minor retention walls for each camper pad now. Goose Ledge is still blasting. Gardens is putting in another foundation and building another house. Lady of the Lakes, that looks good. They're working on phase 2. Busby is working on phase 2, and I talked to their site supervisor today, and he's putting in a large detention pond and 3 new foundations, and he already has one in. So that's what he's got coming up in the next couple weeks, and other than that, things are going smoothly. So yeah,
So
that's all I got.
no rain is helping you.
No, so it's been very dry. It just, as you know, rained, what was that, this morning? But in general, it's been very dry. Sites have been very dusty. We've been having to clean the car more because of it, but we're not mad at the rain at all. Also, it's fun to chase stormwater, so, yeah.
Have you done any deep water testing lately?
Deep water, I actually have to see about connecting with Bree Rossiter since they had done the July, and I want to circle back and connect and figure out when she plans on doing the August one. Since that first one, they ended up just, it was too hard to schedule it because they're also doing the buoy testing, for the drinking water intake, so I have to touch base, see where they're at with that, and then see when she plans on doing sampling, and if there will be enough room on the boat, because that was the initial problem that we ran into, because they bring about,
Do they have the buoy?
so the buoy, I believe, is in.
Cool.
So I need to confirm that with her, and maybe go take a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have to schedule sampling O-Pee-Chee.
Yes,
Tribs.
so we can do that whenever. I picked up more sampling bottles, so we are all set. If we wanna just touch base with Laura.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it next week.
Okay.
I don't know see what your schedule's like, and I think mine's pretty open, so,
Yeah, I think next week in the morning I'm somewhat flexible.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, so we'll,
How does cyanobacteria affect your water testing, though? Do you ever see any in the tributaries? No?
A lot of the tributaries have been dry.
Yeah.
We have some that are, consistently wet, like obviously, like for example, Messer Street Bridge. But whatever you see, unless it's actually being picked up in the sample, when we put it in the bottles, it's not like that's being tested. So we'd have to actually identify it and then intentionally try to get a sample of it, but maybe turbidity. If we got some, it might show up on that test, but yeah, I don't know if it would affect like pH or anything else we would test for.
I don't know.
Haven't run into it too much noticeably anyways. I guess we'll see when we get the lab results back in December.
Right.
But the water samples, when you look in the bucket,
You don't see anything.
they're
Yeah.
clear. They're not colorless, but they're clear. And there is now, the beavers have built a dam across
Blackbrook.
Black Brook Pond.
Oh. Really? What part?
Right down, so if you stand on a bridge
Yeah.
and you look down, you can see it.
So,
Power Sports.
HK Power Sports.
oh my gosh. So has it affected the runoff into the lake?
It wasn't very active before, but now I would say it's definitely, more stagnant before reaching
Because
the
they don't
lake,
want to
'cause
lose
they
any
put up a
water in
full
this
dam.
in this dry times.
Yeah.
How
There's
I
not-
mean, you
interesting.
can see the water level change a little bit.
They're not gonna stay long, because there's not much food supply for them. The beavers, they'll build a dam, they'll eat out their food supply in a year or two and be gone. The only thing, I don't know that one residential area, I don't know how it would affect them that way.
Right.
And that area has not been prone to flooding that I know of. So it is a kind of lower bridge, but I'm not thinking,
Where would they even go?
So what do you mean?
Can't imagine them wandering around on Union Avenue.
Well, no, they're probably going back,
They probably go to the whiskey bar.
they're probably
They
going
go
back
to
up.
Where are they gonna go, to Lowe's? I
No,
mean-
that, if you,
You go to the
Oh, that's
whiskey
true,
bar.
they go up the mountain.
yeah, they
If-
go
if there's
back up.
water, yeah,
They
okay.
go back up, because that, before, when, I haven't been up there since, North Point Engineering, remember they were doing all that
Yeah,
stuff for
yeah.
Irwin's? I haven't been up there since that, but prior to that, there was quite a bit of water moving around that area.
true.
I have two things, I'm talking about wildlife. So I put a little thing in the paper about the abundance of skunks in Laconia, and I put a little thing about here are the, to learn about wildlife conflicts, because I'm not suggesting we kill them, to avoid wildlife conflicts, I put a little thing in the paper, but under my own name, but it just kind of made me think that that could be the kind of thing too, that maybe the Conservation Commission page might be interested in. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, and I don't know what the feeling is, because I don't know what your schedule is, Jen, but I brought up about starting the meeting at 5 instead of 6, and Mike was like, I can't possibly do that. But Mike's no longer on the board, so I don't know, or the commission. So I don't know how anybody feels about starting the meetings earlier. If tonight we're ending at 7:30, ish, but there've been some nights where we kind of were maybe pushing 8:30, 8:45, and I just didn't know if we started at 5, where several of you are sort of retired. I don't know what your schedule is, Jen, I apologize.
Is it a question?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Oh,
question.
I could do 5, yeah. That works for me.
Gray, would that disrupt you?
I could do 5. I would just have to, I guess, run it by Rob and see if he's cool with it, but I could do 5.
Okay, ask Rob, please. I could do it.
Yeah,
I could do 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just thought that way, we're not leaving.
That's a good idea. Okay,
late.
change is good,
Mhm.
even though I hate it. And-
You don't have to, I'm
No,
just
no, no,
throwing that
I
out
think
there.
it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. Then I'll be home in time to watch Jeopardy.
oh, jeez.
Yeah,
They brought it up too at a city council meeting to try to move it up an hour, I think. And
oh, did they?
I thought it was approved, but it never changed, so
Ah.
maybe it wasn't approved for some reason.
Well, maybe with a new mayor, they'll have a revisit. They don't have one yet, but when they get one, they'll
Right,
have a
right.
revisit of it.
Soon.
Okay,
I had something. I don't
yeah,
know.
I was just gonna ask you.
So I had asked Scott about, or maybe I asked you, about if there was a template for the planning board, that the planning board used, because we talked about presenting
Mhm.
the project list to city council.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, I think, did send us, or maybe Gray, you might have sent it.
Like, what kind of planning board template?
It wasn't actually what I was expecting. Like, I was thinking if they were presenting to city council, they had like a specific template they would use
Okay.
to make that presentation. It didn't really look that way to me, like what was sent.
Yeah.
But I just, so because we had started working on the list of the projects,
Mm-hmm.
so I just kind of went through and I just made, because I thought it might be nice to have like a working document, so that then we just kind of had like this ongoing, maybe like each year we had an ongoing document. That way, if we did have to or want to go before the city council to present the projects, and, because I think that was like the reason we started discussing it, was because they wanted to know, the things that we were working on and stuff.
Right.
So I just did a list. I
Oh,
mean,
good.
I have one if people want to see it. I figured I
Sure.
could just send it to Gray. It's
Yeah.
just a Google Doc, so
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, that would be great.
So the planning department sends the list to the planning board.
okay.
So I think what you saw was what Rob sent to me, and then I think Scott dispersed it to everybody.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, and so that was the format that,
Okay.
they use, but we don't need to use that same format.
Okay. Yeah, I think in my mind when I was thinking it was gonna be something, just more like like an outline type template,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is what I did, but that wasn't what that was, so, I mean,
We don't have to follow
Right.
theirs.
Okay.
We can do our own.
we're outlaws. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So I have,
That's it.
I have a copy of that. I mean, obviously, I can send it to Gray and you can send it out, but I
Yeah.
printed it if you want
Sure,
a copy
Yeah.
now.
yeah, absolutely. Great, thanks.
I just, I think there was one thing on our written list that I wasn't sure, cause it just said update water. And I wasn't
Right.
really sure exactly what that was, but,
Okay,
yeah, I did just kind of put everything else, so.
thanks.
It might have been on the project with the water department.
And we could also like compare it to, I might have gotten things incorrect, so.
No,
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 Free to-
it's okay, this is
That's
good.
great. Thank you.
Thanks.
We always need a place
I
to
just think it's
start.
easier to have like a
Sure.
working document.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you for
Great.
doing this.
No, this is
Yeah.
good.
Great, I'll
Thanks.
email this to you too.
Okay, cool.
A copy.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. Did you say you had two things? Jen?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, this is great, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Bob, you have something? You have anything you wanna,
No, not particularly.
okay. Lisa?
No.
No? Deb?
I'll just say that this past week, we've had a bunch of cyanobacteria outbreaks in Winnipesaukee and Winnisquam. I don't know about Opeachy, but tis the season. It's been
Yeah.
very hot. It's been very dry. That hasn't helped. There's been no dilution to the water. So my advice is always to look before you leap, because it can look so different. We've gone from the blue-green algae scum on the top, but now we've done the gliotrichia, which is little white specks in the water. So it looks like a snow globe kind of effect.
Oh.
And that's what's actually showing up a lot more right now. So it looks, if you're not careful, you could easily, swim in it, and it's not
The-
good.
Does it have the same neurotoxin effect?
It's probably not quite as much as the blue-green algae, only because it doesn't get concentrated as much. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can be really thick, but a lot of times it's kind of spread out a little bit more, I think. But it's still toxic. We did have some people that chose not to boat on Winnisquam this weekend, just because they had dogs or small children, and they didn't want to take any chances, so. Yep. The season is starting to wind down.
I saw, I'm not gonna keep this long, but I did see something on YouTube, actually, about the two scientists who did studies on wake boats and how deep the disturbance is. I didn't think to, like, bookmark it or anything, but,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if that might be,
It definitely, it doesn't help, because it adds to erosion,
yeah,
which adds to pH.
they were saying that in their video, they were saying it was 14 feet deep, and they were showing this huge, how much sediment just got kicked up
Yeah.
in 14 feet,
Yep.
as opposed to a boat just skimming across the top.
But
Anyway.
but even at that, I mean, when they came in, say for those jet ski races, and they're starting right from the beach, I mean, the clouds of, dirt plumes were everywhere in the water.
Yeah.
So
So,
it all adds up. It
Are we
all-
gonna have a conversation about their activities next year? Tyler? Wasn't it Tyler that came up with that jet ski race?
I don't know. I don't know.
So maybe that should be on our project list, though, to discuss.
Keep an eye on.
No, to discuss with whoever else is making events in the city, if they affect water quality, to have a conversation with the Conservation Commission.
Or land quality.
We did have that conversation with Rob and Tyler, but not in the Conservation Commission meeting.
Well,
And they agreed to let us know.
I'd like to see that in writing. I'd like to see it as a formalized path.
Okay?
Because, because people change, employees change too.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm not gonna belabor it because it's late, but
Okay, so I had one other thing that I forgot, and that is the NRI responses to the RFP are due on the 5th of September. And I asked Rob the other day if they had gotten any questions, and he said they had not gotten any questions. So once they get them, and I guess it go, they all the responses go to Gina, and then Gina will, I guess, give them to
Yeah,
you guys, and then you'll give them to us, and so,
yeah.
okay. So, anything else? Anybody have anything else? So the next meeting is the first in September, and the first Wednesday in September is September 3rd. Labor Day is the 1st. So, do we want to have it on the 3rd, or do we want to have it on the 10th instead?
I prefer the 3rd.
Any other thoughts? Jen?
I think either way is fine for me.
I'm not going anywhere.
The third work for you, or?
Yeah, it's open.
Okay. Ray? Third's okay?
For me, yep.
Deb?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. So it'll be on the 3rd. Okay. Good. Okay, anything else?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, anybody have any comments on that? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Oh, it's anonymous. Okay, thank you, thank you.